My sister Rebecca always said that family was just an accident of birth. Money, on the other hand, was a choice. A smart choice. I'm Claire, and I used to think my older sister was the most brilliant person I knew. Beautiful, ambitious, driven. She graduated top of her class from business school, landed a six-figure job at a prestigious investment firm, and climbed the corporate ladder faster than anyone I'd ever seen. By the time she was 32, Rebecca was a millionaire. Designer clothes, penthouse apartment, luxury cars. She had everything. Except time for us. It started small. Missed birthday dinners because of important meetings. Cancelled holiday plans because of client emergencies. Forgotten phone calls because she was just so busy. Mom used to make excuses for her. She's building her career, she'd say. She'll have more time once she's settled. But Rebecca never settled. There was always another promotion to chase, another deal to close, another million to make. When Dad got sick 3 years ago, we all hoped it would change things. Stage 3 cancer. The doctors said he had maybe 2 years with aggressive treatment. I called Rebecca immediately. Dad needs us. Can you come home? Claire, I'm in the middle of closing a $15 million deal. I can't just drop everything. Dad has cancer. I know. And I'll visit as soon as I can. I promise. She didn't visit. Not for 3 months. And when she finally showed up, she stayed for 2 hours, spent most of it on her phone, and left before dinner. I watched Dad's face as she drove away. The disappointment. The hurt. She's busy, he said, like he was trying to convince himself. Mom and I took turns caring for Dad. Doctor appointments. Chemotherapy sessions. Sleepless nights when the pain was too much. We rearranged our lives around him. Rebecca sent money. Lots of it. She paid for the best doctors, the most expensive treatments, a private nurse twice a week. See, she said during one of her rare phone calls. I'm helping. I'm contributing. Dad doesn't need your money, Rebecca. He needs you. Money pays for treatment, Claire. Money keeps him alive. My presence doesn't change his diagnosis. She actually believed that. Dad lasted 18 months. Longer than the doctors predicted, but not long enough. Never long enough. He died on a Tuesday morning in October. Mom and I were with him. Holding his hands. Telling him we loved him. Rebecca was in Singapore on a business trip. She made it back for the funeral. Dressed in an expensive black suit, expensive sunglasses, expensive everything. She cried, real tears, I think, but she also checked her phone 6 times during the service. After the funeral, during the wake at Mom's house, Rebecca pulled me aside. I've been thinking, she said. Mom shouldn't stay in this big house alone. It's too much for her. I think we should sell it. Sell it? Rebecca, Mom loves this house. We grew up here. Dad built half of it with his own hands. Exactly. It's full of memories that will just make her sad. A fresh start would be better. Plus, the market is good right now. We could get at least $800,000 for it. We? You mean Mom could get $800,000? Well, obviously the money would be split. Dad's will leaves everything to Mom, but she'll want to be fair to us. I stared at my sister. Are you seriously talking about inheritance money at Dad's funeral? I'm being practical. Someone has to be. I walked away before I said something I'd regret. But Rebecca didn't let it go. Over the next few weeks, she kept pressuring Mom to sell the house. Kept talking about smart financial decisions and not being sentimental about real estate. Mom finally agreed, not because she wanted to, but because she was exhausted from arguing. The house sold in 3 weeks. For $900,000. Mom kept $600,000 and split the rest between Rebecca and me. I didn't want it, but Mom insisted. Your father would have wanted you girls to have something, she said. Rebecca took her $150,000 without hesitation. Invested it immediately in some tech startup. Then she started working on Mom about her retirement savings. You're not getting any younger, Rebecca said during one of her monthly obligatory phone calls. You should be thinking about maximizing your assets. I know a financial advisor who could triple your portfolio in 5 years. I'm fine, Rebecca. I have enough. Enough isn't the goal, Mom. Growth is. Let me help you. It's what I do. Mom resisted at first. But Rebecca was persistent. Relentless, even. Eventually, Mom gave in and let Rebecca's financial advisor manage her retirement accounts. For $100,000, everything Mom had left after Dad's medical bills. You'll thank me in 5 years, Rebecca promised. 6 months later, the tech startup Rebecca had invested in went bankrupt. She lost everything, her $150,000 plus another $200,000 of her own money she'd added. She called me, frantic. Claire, I need a loan. Just $50,000. I'll pay you back in 6 months. Rebecca, I don't have $50,000 to loan. Yes, you do. You got the same inheritance I did. Which I used to pay off my student loans and put a down payment on a car. I'm a teacher, remember? I don't make investment banker money. Then ask Mom. Absolutely not. Claire, I'm desperate. I've got credit card debt. I might lose my apartment. Then maybe it's time to downsize. Live within your means like the rest of us. She hung up on me. 2 weeks later, Mom called me, crying. What's wrong? Are you okay? It's the money. The retirement money. It's gone. My blood ran cold. What do you mean, gone? Rebecca's financial advisor, he invested it in some high-risk funds. They crashed. We lost almost everything. There's only about $40,000 left. I couldn't breathe. $400,000? Gone? Rebecca said it was a sure thing. She promised. Mom's entire retirement. Dad's life insurance. Everything they'd saved for 40 years. Gone. I drove to the city that same day. Showed up at Rebecca's office unannounced. You need to fix this, I said the moment I found her. Rebecca looked up from her computer, annoyed. Fix what? Mom's retirement money. $400,000, Rebecca. Everything she had. That wasn't my fault. The market crashed. These things happen. You pushed her into it. You pressured her to invest with your guy. I was trying to help her. I thought the investment was solid. Were you? Or were you trying to get a commission? A kickback? Her face went red. How dare you? How dare I? Rebecca, Mom has nothing left. She's 68 years old. She can't rebuild her savings. What's she supposed to live on? She has Social Security. That's barely enough to cover rent and groceries. Rebecca stood up, her voice cold. I'm not responsible for Mom's financial decisions. She's an adult. She chose to invest. If she lost money, that's unfortunate, but it's not my problem. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Not your problem? She's our mother. And I've given her plenty of money over the years. I paid for Dad's treatments, didn't I? I've done my part. Your part? Rebecca, being family isn't about transactions. It's about being there. Actually being present. Caring about more than just money. Easy for you to say. You've never had any money to worry about. That's when I realized I didn't know my sister anymore. Maybe I never had. I left her office and drove straight to Mom's apartment, the small one-bedroom she'd moved into after selling the house. "I'm moving in," I told her. "What?" "Claire, you don't have to." "Yes, I do. You can't afford this place on Social Security alone. We'll split the rent. It'll be tight, but we'll make it work." And we did. I gave up my own apartment, moved in with Mom. It wasn't ideal. I was 32 years old, sleeping on a pull-out couch in my mother's living room. But it was what needed to happen. Rebecca didn't visit. Didn't call. She sent a fruit basket for Christmas with a card that said, "Thinking of you." A $90 fruit basket. For the woman whose life savings she'd destroyed. Then, about 18 months after Mom lost her money, I got a call from an unknown number. "Is this Claire Morrison?" "Yes." "This is Detective Sarah Chen with the Financial Crimes Unit. I'm calling about your sister, Rebecca Morrison." My stomach dropped. "What about her?" "She's been arrested. Securities fraud. Along with several colleagues and the financial advisor who managed your mother's retirement account." The room spun. "They've been running an investment scheme for the past 5 years, Detective Chen continued. Taking money from clients, promising high returns, and actually funneling the funds into personal accounts. We estimate they've defrauded investors of over $20 million. $20 million. Your mother was one of the victims. We'll need her to give a statement." The trial took 8 months. During that time, we learned everything. How Rebecca had been part of the scheme from the beginning. How she'd targeted her own mother because family members are less likely to press charges. How she'd made over $300,000 in kickbacks. She'd stolen from our mother. Deliberately. Calculatedly. The evidence was overwhelming. Text messages. Bank records. Testimony from other victims. Rebecca was found guilty on 17 counts of fraud. The judge sentenced her to 12 years in federal prison. I went to the sentencing. Mom didn't. She couldn't bear to see Rebecca in handcuffs. As they led Rebecca away, she looked at me. For just a moment, I saw something in her eyes. Regret? Fear? I couldn't tell. But I felt nothing. The government seized Rebecca's assets, what was left of them. Her apartment. Her car. Her designer clothes. Everything she'd valued above her own family. Some of the money was returned to victims, including Mom. She got back about $120,000. Not everything she'd lost, but enough. Enough to move into a nicer apartment. Enough to stop worrying about every grocery bill. Enough to breathe. Rebecca's been in prison for 2 years now. She writes letters sometimes. Long letters apologizing, explaining, begging for forgiveness. Mom reads them. Sometimes she cries. I throw mine away unopened. Because here's what I learned, some people spend their whole lives chasing money, thinking it will make them happy. Thinking it will make them successful. Thinking it's the only thing that matters. And maybe, for a while, it works. Maybe they get the apartment and the car and the clothes. Maybe they feel powerful. But money can't hold your hand when you're scared. It can't sit with you through chemotherapy. It can't forgive you when you've done something unforgivable. Family can. Family would have. But Rebecca chose money instead. And karma? Karma took everything from her that she'd valued above us. Her freedom. Her reputation. Her wealth. Her future. She has 12 years in prison to think about whether it was worth it. I already know the answer. It wasn't. Mom and I are doing okay now. Better than okay, actually. We have dinner together every night. We watch old movies. We talk about Dad and remember the good times. We rebuilt our lives, not with money, but with love. With presence. With the things that actually matter. Rebecca had everything and chose to risk it all for more. Now she has nothing but time to regret it. That's karma. And honestly, she earned every bit of it. The end. Sometimes the price of greed is higher than any amount of money can pay. Rebecca learned that lesson too late. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share. And remember, family isn't a transaction. It's a treasure. Don't realize that when it's too late.